Yeah, it's been a touchy subject. It's affected a lot of people, a lot of the guys, and I think a lot of the fan base. So we should just dive right into it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, Dale,
Yeah.
Dale, it's interesting because I think a lot of fans look forward to hearing from you. And one of the reasons specifically today is because, of course, you were teammates with Carey, but you and Carey are also good friends. And I think that a lot of people appreciate that side
Yeah.
of the relationship that you guys have on the personal level, which is why another reason why you really wanted to do this show is for episodes like today, where it's more about what's going on behind the scenes in the hockey world. So just tell us about, Carey, and if you had the chance maybe to talk to him this week since this announcement was made.
Yeah, so I was actually at the grocery store when I found out, about him getting into the player assisted program. I don't know, I just popped on TSN and popped up, and I saw, Carey Price in there, and I was like, I was shocked. I think everybody was when you see this. Obviously, knowing him personally, I knew it wasn't like a player assisted, alcoholic thing or a player assisted drug thing. I knew obviously this was a mental health concern. So, first and foremost, as a friend, I was concerned for him. Shocked and concerned, and I reached out to him. We chatted briefly. We had a little chat, and I won't go into crazy detail about his personal life. He's a very personal guy, but I think it's something that we've stressed on this show a lot, that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that people don't get a chance to see. And we talked about it before. I'm really, really glad that he's done this. Like, I mentioned in my tweet that a lot of people saw, but a player of that magnitude and that kind of star power to come out and say, hey, I'm not okay. I need some help. I need to step away. Like, that is so good. I was like so proud of him. I was like, man, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for doing this, because you're going to honestly help so many people, and honestly players. I mean, if a guy like Carey Price can come out and admit, hey, I'm not okay. I need some help. I need to take some time. Like, anybody can do it. And I don't know if, Drew coming out maybe, showed him, like, look how much love and praise this guy got when he came back. Everybody was behind him and cheering for him, that it made it easier. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but now that you got one guy and you got Carey Price, like, this is so good, not even just for hockey, but for the world to see. Like, people idolize Carey Price. I idolize Carey Price. I'm his biggest fan, and to have the courage and the power and come out and say, like, I'm not okay. Like, that is just so good. That is so good, man. I'm so proud of him.
Yeah. No, I think it's extremely well said that this is going to open a lot of opportunities for different people to come out and say, I need help and I need to take a step back. And I think the most important part, too, was the positivity that came out of this. Everybody said something and everybody was like, you know what, man, go do you. Think of you and your family. And you rarely saw any backlash, which is surprising because, let's be honest, Twitter and social media is just a shit pot. So it was great to see everybody behind Carey. And we said it on our social, is that Carey's been carrying Montreal for 16 years now. Now is the time for Montreal to carry him. I think that's the best way to say it.
Pun intended.
Yeah, very
pun
good.
intended, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. I was surprised. I was surprised there was like, I didn't scroll through everything, but everything was so positive. There was very few negative comments, and there was a couple which are boneheads, but I was so surprised. Everybody was like, proud of him, and I just think it was so good. Again, a person of that magnitude to come out and say that, it's just opened so many doors for people. And he's carried that team for a long time. He was carrying the team when I was there, big time. And you go through that toll, and we talked to a couple of guys, about how was it in COVID? How was it, not being able to interact with the world, and you're stuck in a hotel room all day, and your family can't come here and do that. And the last 2 years has been a grind for guys. Like, the world, it's been a grind for everybody. Don't get me wrong, but the hockey world, these players, what they've gone through the last 2 years is, I'm surprised there's not more guys that are struggling.
And if anything, this is just opens the whole. I think I have to think. I mean, I don't know Carey personally, but he's thinking of other people besides himself in this decision. No.
For sure, absolutely. I think Angela, his wife, is very open on social media. She posts a ton. You get a look into see their life a ton. And I think, you look at that situation where, how's his family been dealing with this the last little bit? Like, you look all the way back to last summer, you're away for 2 months. You can't see your, like, that takes a toll on you. I said it, like, I had to take the last year off because for 2 months, I didn't see my family. Like, I was not happy. I was depressed. I couldn't go away and do it again. So for these guys to go and do it for 8 more months, the way that season was too, like, holy smokes, man,
It's insane.
it's just incredible what they've gone through. And Carey and his family are very, very involved in the Indigenous communities. So you think about what happened there, like, that's taken a toll on everybody. For someone that's involved and has seen those struggles, man, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, like that's just heavy. I mean, it's been like ever since COVID started, it's been like grief upon grief. There's been just a lot of issues in society exposed, right? Like so many things, just we could name them off on a list here. And Indigenous communities, of course, is one of the biggest ones, being that Carey represents that community. And that's what makes me proud of him, I guess, from a fan perspective, because he's such a big voice, not just, well, for them. I mean, yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of, is just that community specifically. He's near the top of the list in terms of people that people look up to.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And he wears it with pride. So this is, man, I can't say it enough, just how proud I am for him to come out and do this and take the time that he needs to get right, get his family back. And you just, to look at it from the hockey side, when he comes back, you're going to get the best of Carey Price. And
Exactly.
as Montreal Canadian fans, as we all are, you got to be excited about the kind of guy that you're going to get coming back after this.
And you kind of got to think of the boys too, like Dominique Ducharme and Marc Bergevin were saying when they announced it to the boys, you could hear a pin drop in the room. It affected them so much because you put hockey aside, like you said, he's a good friend of yours. He's a good friend of everybody. He's a leadership man inside the room. So the boys must be pumped to win for Carey.
Yeah.
That's got to be a thought, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like, win as much as you can to give yourself a chance to still be in the running. You don't know how long he's going to be out. You don't know if this is going to be a month. Is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be, you just don't know with things like this. So you're going to want to battle for him. And as a teammate and speaking directly from experience, like, I was always so impressed with how Carey took the brunt of everything all the time. Like, we would have team meetings and he would literally say, like, yeah, I got to be better, boys. And everyone's looking around like, what are you talking about? Like, you stood on your head all year. And it's just that's just the type of person he is. To carry that weight, no pun intended again.
No pun intended, yeah.
to carry that weight is, I said it in my tweet, like, nobody can understand, myself included, what that's like. And every single guy respects him so much as a teammate, works his bag off every single day, never sells out his teammates where, hey, I was unreal tonight, but my team was terrible in front of me. There's plenty of guys that do that, and he's never done that. So he's so well respected by his teammates. And man, you're just going to want to do well for him and see him, obviously recover and come back at 100%, because when he comes back at 100, there's nobody better in the world. And we saw that in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's not done. Getting as close as he did to the Stanley Cup. Yeah. And then, there's a prospect of maybe Weber. Anyway, I won't get into that. That's another subject for another day. But getting the two brothers back. Okay, folks, it's exciting, that idea. Anyway, but I'm thinking about, like, Dale and I are wrestling fans, right? And, like, you think of all these returns, like returns to the WWE were such a big thing. Like, whenever it's such a big adrenaline rush, the love from the crowd. Like, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin's had about 20 returns. Like, like his music hits, the glass breaks, and the crowd just goes ballistic, and you never get sick of that. They're hooked on it, right? They're hooked on that feeling.
Absolutely.
And when Carey, it's going to start with Joe at the home opener, and Nick, you're going to be there, you lucky friggin' duck.
So lucky. It's going to be wild.
Like,
you think of the ovation Joe's going to get, and then Carey, like, my gosh, is it not going to make the this time.
I'm getting goosebumps honestly right now thinking about it. Like when they start I just so many times when they go get the Carey chant going, it gets me so fired up. That was like my favorite thing when the game would start and they'd start, he starts starting lineup, Carey Price, and then it's Carey on the bench. I would start chanting myself. Like I get so into it. Like it just fires, man. There's nothing better. It's going to be such a cool ovation.